These are the top stories of the day. Bitcoin is pumping. We're in the middle of a meme coin mania, and an Australian man vanished after an exchange mistakenly gave him $500,000. What would you do in his shoes? Time to go around the blockchain. How are we all doing today? That is right. It is a green day. You know what? We normally don't even do this, folks, but Hannah, we can share the screen real quick. Crypto is pumping. Bitcoin just had a heck of a run today. I'm going to click on the chart. You can just see right there on the 7-day. Wow, look at that. What a candle for us to all wake up to. So here, let me, whoa, what's up with that window size? All right, well, folks, Bitcoin is pumping. And we have some reasons why. Now, I do want to share. Let me change this window real quick, just so you can maybe get it on the screen, Hannah, here. All right, so this is the ETF inflows. How's that look? All right, that looks great. This is from Eric Balchunas. And folks, I kind of want to paint a picture for you. The day before the Bitcoin pump, this is from 23 hours ago. This was after market closed. The 9 Bitcoin ETFs broke all-time volume record today. $2.4 billion. Number one, BlackRock. Surprise, surprise. BlackRock was more than half of 1.3 billion. You can see the spike candle right there, even more than the first day. The first day, out the gates, just melting faces. Then volume died. Then we've seen a tick up, and now we set in a record. So that was yesterday, folks. And then you saw what happened to Bitcoin's price. Well, folks, buckle up. We don't have the closing data just yet, but we have the pre-market data. And one more time, if I share the screen, the IBIT volume set a record this morning. Pre-market, $80 million traded. Only 5 ETFs have seen more activity during pre-market. Very unprecedented for a new ETF. Number one, as far as all Bitcoin ETFs go. We saw another record day of trading volume here. Now, Drew, I'm wondering, there must be other reasons why Bitcoin is pumping. It can't just be, oh, BlackRock's buying it all. Does BlackRock account for this entire pump? What to you are some of the other reasons or the main reason why we're seeing the pump?
Man, to be honest, I think breaking that critical level at 50K is one of the things. Now, for whatever reason, and Matty B said this just before we even got on the stream, retail hasn't really responded to it, which was wild. But if you look and you see like the meme coins and all the kind of like random things that are pumping as well, I think we're seeing a lot more money starting to flow back into crypto. And that's how bull runs start, baby. So, I mean, I think it's probably just kicking that bull off, and everybody's getting ready and getting positioned and stuff like that.
All right. Well, Eric, I want to ask you, because, hey, the bull run is starting. But, Eric, I'm more of a 4-year guy. And if you look at the 4-year cycle, all right, well, we topped December 2017, then November 2021. And so that stands to reason probably October 2025. The 4-year cycle is actually closer to 3 years, 10 months. How long will this continue? It can't just be up and to the right for the next 16, 18 months. Do you think we'll get a pullback anytime soon? How long can this bullish fever dream continue?
So the last time I was on the show about 2 weeks ago, you asked me when from 50 to 60K, and I said 1 month. Well, we're halfway through that month, and we are right there knocking on the door to 60K. So I definitely think that we're pretty hot. But I do think that, and I hate to be a moon boy, I think we can hit all-time highs right around the halving. And then when the halving doesn't immediately have that supply shock hit and go through the roof, I think we could see the typical right after the halving dip, which is usually, you look at it, it's like a sell the event news for the next 2 days. And then it goes back to doing what it was doing. So I think we could have something like that, and it could be a decent pullback since we are pretty overheated right now. But that's where I think it's going, really.
All right. Well, I want to ask some traders. We got a couple of traders on Crypto Blood with his Blood Analytics, Piano Matty B's. He's just moving the keys and the candles. Crypto Blood, from a TA perspective, I mean, it feels like it must be overbought, but I know bull markets can be irrational. What are your thoughts here?
I actually want to go fundamental on you, DEEZY. Thanks for having me on, bro. Because I got to go fundamental because of this one fact. the Bitcoin spot ETF. Okay, we saw this morning the headlines everywhere: 300,000 Bitcoin in under 2 months. That's what the ETFs have accumulated. I did some numbers, bro, and broke it down. 300K in 2 months, right? We got about 20 days, working days in a month. That's when they can trade, essentially. So you're talking about 40 days in 2 months. They've bought 300,000 Bitcoin.
Wow.
That's like 7,500 Bitcoin a day, or you can look at it in dollar terms and fiat, $360 million a day in purchases. I'm going to say that again, $360 million in purchases of Bitcoin. Bro, there aren't 7,500 Bitcoins to even mine a day. So they're chasing ghosts right now. So this is epic. And I really think this is going to continue. And also think that we're going to hit 100K way sooner than people originally forecast. I think it's coming this year, but it might sneak up on us way sooner than what we thought. That's all I'm saying.
Hannah, do we have sound? If I were to play sound, can they hear that?
Agreed, 100%, blood.
There's your sound right there for you.
All right.
Those are the Bears getting shot up.
I'm going to redo the sound. I just got to end this and then start it again. Folks, 12 years ago today, Pete Weber gave us one of the best sports clips in all the gridirons, all the round ball sports there. This is the Bitcoin market encapsulated. I think we have sound now, right? This is the Bitcoin market.
Pete Weber, wow. Never watched bowling. Such an exciting sport. I don't think we have any sound.
Who do you think you are? I am. That was the noise there. Oh, man, that was unfortunate. We couldn't get that to play. All right, well, who does the market think they are? Hannah Matty B, you are watching it. We're feeling extra bullish just when everyone gets their hopium up, just when the greed starts spiking. That's when we start waking up to red candles. That's when we start questioning our existence. Does that feel like it's around the corner? I mean, no one can predict it with pinpoint accuracy. They'd be a trillionaire. But are you getting the feeling, the vibe shift that, maybe it's happening sooner than a lot of people are expecting?
Well, the past 2 weeks reminds me of this story. I'm going to try to tell it really quick. It involves a friend from high school who we called the Knee. And the Knee was a scrapper. He was one of those guys that just always fought. If you went out to the bar, he would fight. And he was an ass kicker. And he always finished with the Knee, right? So one night we were at this bonfire and he gets into a fight, of course, with a bigger guy. And he starts getting the living shit getting beaten out of him. And we're all looking at him. So imagine the past 2 weeks with the ETFs just buying Bitcoin, right? So the Knee at this bonfire is just getting beat the F out of. And we're all looking at each other going, how much can the Knee take? We've never seen him get beat up like this so bad. And then the guy rips the Knee's head up, right? And the Knee's eye catches us, our eyes, and he gives us a little wink. And then all of a sudden he turns around, he brings that Knee, and boom, he knocks that guy the F out. And that's what we had yesterday. We had the EFTs just getting pummeled for 2 weeks. And then boom, Bitcoin brings out the Knee. Boom. And here we are, $6,000 later in 24 hours. That's insane.
I'm throwing out a guess. Did that guy drink Jaeger?
No, he drank extra old stock, which was the high. It was 6% a beer. So in Canada, that's pretty high.
Whoa, that was a beer guy, and he went that crazy.
Hey,
his
DEEZY,
older brother got it for him.
I had to go search really quickly because I didn't know how many Bitcoins are mined today. 900.
900.
900
about to get cut to 450.
450. So just think about that. BlackRock and all these not Vanguard, but what is it? Fidelity and all these other guys, they're not going to cut their demand for Bitcoin in half once the halving happens. So I'm telling you, like, this could be a different time this time. It could be different this time. We may not have the drop after the halving. I'm just saying, guys, be careful.
I actually, Caps, I tweeted about this 3 hours ago. On 420, new Bitcoin produced by miners drops to 450. Bitcoin purchased yesterday 9,163, 10x what is issued each day. Purchased just
so that price has
folks.
to at some point very soon adjust to the demand. I'm not saying it's going to be 10x, but it could be a double, and that'll take us to 100,000.
Round of applause. A lot of $500,000 thumbnails 12 months from now, probably, folks, probably. All right, let's move forward. Talk about Memecoin mania. You know what, folks? I'm just going to let CoinGecko kind of tell the story here. Bitcoin pumped, and the meme coins just said, you know what? I'm going to pump even harder. This is Pepe. At one point, I think it was 80%. Dog with Hat, one point, I want to say over 40%, pushing 50. And then, you know what? Oh, I was looking at Bitcoin. If we look at all the charts, the two biggest gainers in the top 25, you guessed it, meme coins. Dogecoin, first coin in the double-digit pump there. The next coin in the double-digit pump is going to be Sheeb. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling. I must have passed it already. Sheep right here, up it fell. Now it's 9% pump. You can see here the biggest pumpers, not only top 20, not only top 40, okay, all the way to 52. The two biggest pumpers in the top 50 are both meme coins. Dog with Hap's ripping, Pepe's ripping, heck, even Sneck was ripping. Meme coins are just going out. They're just going crazy. Drew, I'm a viewer. I want to buy meme coins. I don't have any exposure. I've been boring, and I bought my Bitcoin. I bought my ETH. I feel like an idiot because I'm trying to get rich just buying and holding those coins. I want to get rich off a meme coin. Would you buy a meme coin green wick? Why or why not?
Dude, there's so many variables that come along with that. It's really hard for me to say yes or no. My bias is that if the overall trajectory of the market is upward, I would let the volume speak for itself on that. And, you know, if you trade, you understand that volume kind of tells the tale of the tape. I would look at the RSI a little bit too, without getting too technical. I think there's times to buy on green candles. Absolutely. I think, especially if you're coming up on a resistance level and you green wick through that, yeah, I would definitely buy on a green candle. But obviously, don't take my word for it. Do what you want to do and research and all that.
I bought a green candle. I literally bought a coin today that pumped 130% this morning.
Yeah.
It had.
I thought you did it just now, like while 70%. I was telling you to do it.
Good job, DEEZY.
No, it's actually it's a good one. It's not a meme coin. I wouldn't, meme coin at 36 million almost feels like, ugh. Eric, I'll ask you the same question. What's your thoughts on buying green wicks specifically for meme coins?
Specifically for meme coins, that's a huge no. First of all, I just say don't buy meme coins in general. I'm not a meme coin kind of guy. I understand that, hey, they're fun and you could have 1,000, 2,000, 5,000x, like that's fun, but it's totally gambling. And what I mostly do with crypto is I think of it more of as investments into technology and things like that. So I try and look for value in what the project's providing. So for me, a meme coin, especially in a green candle, that's like a huge red flag. So,
all right. Huge red flag, folks. All right. Well, I want to ask you, Crypto Blood, if you had to buy a meme coin that you can't touch for 1 year. Now, a month ago, you would have said MAGA, and that would have been great. You would have done great. MAGA pumped hard as heck today. MAGA. Me and Blood been talking about it for months. We're mad about it. All right. Well, now that MAGA's pumped, you can't touch the meme coin for 12 months. Now, which coin would you choose?
I'm going with Doge. Absolutely. Because of Elon. Elon is going, in my opinion, going to make Dogecoin the de facto coin on X once it launches that segment of their business. Will they have other ones? Of course, but come on now. He changed the logo of Twitter to a Doge coin, to the Doge dog. So we know what's coming, man. We know what's coming. So I would say, to safely, if you want to say that word safely, buy a meme coin, you got to go with Doge.
Gotta go with Doge. You know what? I actually think in a weird way, like in the top 20, it's a safer play as far as like if you're looking for some multiples there. Piano Matty B, you say something, and I actually think about this a lot. You say, you know what? I'm not, a maximalist on any coin. I'm a human minimalist. Given that filter, will retail FOMO into meme coins harder or maybe less so compared to last cycle?
Well, it's my theory, DEEZY, that this bull cycle, because retail, let's say the complete normie new retail, they're going to think that Bitcoin has gotten away on them. They won't understand that they could, put $100 into Bitcoin. It'll be like, well, I don't have 100K to get into Bitcoin. So I think that we're going to see retail ape into meme coins because it just makes sense to them. They can put $100 in and potentially 10x it, on a fluke. They may trip over it, but it's my theory that they're going to ape into. It's going to be the bull run of retail meme coins, and I actually think it's going to be more on Solana because it's the most user friendly noob experience.
You going with dog with hat or bonk? You had to choose one of those.
I'm going with bonk, even though it's had its move. I think when we return to the fever, I think bonk will probably be it.
Can't stop the fever, said the 90s alternative song. All right, sorry for that.
Bambi to the moon.
Headphones. All right. Drew, you know what? I'll ask you too. What's your coin? Can't touch for a year.
Not Bambi. I would have to agree. I would agree with Doge. I would agree with Doge because of Elon. Yeah.
All right. And Eric, I know you're not a meme guy, so I'll even take ETH as an answer. What's your meme coin?
Solana is a meme. It's called Windows 95.
No, for real. I would definitely I would buy Doge. I think I'm right there with you with Doge because at this point, like, it's already fallen so much. Like, is it really gonna go much lower anyways? Even, like, come on. And folks, with Elon behind it and everything with X, I think it's a good one.
All those billionaires sold all their stock. I actually took a little bit of some profits on my Robinhood app. Normally didn't have that much money on there. So Doge from 21 is like turned it into like something with a comma and that doesn't seem like totally useless.
I'm banking on Froge. You ever heard of Froge on Solana?
All right, you heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first.
I'm gonna remember this. It's 420. He said Froge. Because you know what? Every time me and Blood start talking about stuff, man, things happen. All right, well, let's now for the funnest story, the craziest story, and this is the story I was saying. What would you do in his shoes? I want to read a lot of this story, Hannah. This is such a good story. Victorian man. This is not like ancient England. I don't mean like that. Like, yeah, he liked classical piano and he wore weird clothes. No, a Victorian man from Victoria, Australia. Victorian man vanishes after receiving $500,000 in a cryptocurrency accounting error. He was a Mildura man. He pocketed hundreds of thousands after the trading platform accidentally credited him with $995,000 instead of $99,500. They said the case gives a unique insight here. What is next? Victorian Supreme Court issued a freezing order on the man's assets. Khal Sang Chai, an injunction prevents him from leaving Australia. But the problem is he has vanished after they added that extra zero. So here you can see it was on January 25th. This is all this is about a month old. He received 100K. The 100K was actually closer to $1 million. The company didn't pick up the error until February 4th. So January 25th, February 4th, took him 10 days for this to realize. What did the man do in those 10 days? He max withdrew. He was hitting the maximum daily installments of 100K by the time they picked up the error. So he had already withdrew some funds there. And in the next 10 days, he was able to withdraw $956,000. And then they're saying he wasn't able to get everything out. He already had deposited a whole lot. He deposited 464. So they froze what was remaining and saying, even after that, he still owes us.
That was the stupid part right there, DEEZY. That was a stupid. Why would you go exit to the legacy system where they can freeze your shit? I mean, sorry.
I'm glad you said that, Blood. I'm going to get your thoughts after this statement right here. By the time they picked it up, he had used these funds. I like how you could tell this is normie news, to purchase a cryptocurrency called Tether and withdrew funds in multiple allotments there. So he withdrew it as Tether to assuming, decentralized wallets there, or wallets maybe not on an exchange, self-custody wallets. Crypto Blood, well, what's your thoughts of this story?
Yeah, I mean, I would have disappeared too, like Raiden from Street Fighter. I would have just right under the Mortal Kombat. I mean, but I think he should have never gone to the bank with it. He should have kept everything in crypto, mixed it up and just disappeared. And that way he could have kept all of the money instead of only some of the money. Now he's screwed.
I would say if I was in his shoes and I ended up in a place without an extradition treaty, that would be a coincidence, folks. That would have been a coincidence.
I mean, he can easily get into America now. Just, all you got to do is go through Mexico and just right in.
Yeah, without any documentation. So he wouldn't need an ID.
And you get a free flight to any city you want to go to, DEEZY.
Yeah. And NGOs will give them step-by-step pamphlets and, maybe even Visa
cards.
And
10 grand, right? I mean,
10 grand. I mean, in New York City, he stays at a nice hotel. Eric, what were your thoughts when you saw this story? Eric,
this is one of those like super wild stories that seem to happen in crypto. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good now.
Oh yeah, so
AT&T.
Sorry, I'm having a little internet.
Are you withdrawing 100K at a time?
But yeah, this is one of those crazy stories that just happened.
No.
I think the authorities are shutting down your IP.
So, we see so many of these.
Something's happening to you there, Eric. Maybe we'll try to change the bit rate on the back end here. Drew.
Maybe. I mean, that could be happening.
All right. Well, all right. Well, yeah, Eric. We got some issues. Might have to check that out on our end. All right. Now, Drew, I want to ask you. You're using an exchange. Shout out to Blofin. You're using an exchange, your favorite exchange. All of a sudden, an extra 0 is added. You now have, instead of $20 of your favorite altcoin, you have 200. No, whatever. Let's just say it's a significant amount, right? Not $180. You got a significant amount by an added 0. What should you do? What's the next steps?
I'm going to be honest with you, man. Just from a fundamental perspective, I'm calling up my lawyer almost immediately because I've got a lot of things that I'm like have to risk by just like keeping the money and taking it. I would probably try to find a legal means to say finders, keepers, losers, weepers, right? And if there is, then I would obviously pursue that to the fullest extent of the legal system. If not, I got to take my L and say, well, it's not really an L because, I never really realized it in the first place. Yeah, I would probably just hit up the legal guys and say, hey, think I can keep this? Or, can we strike up like a contract that says, I get to keep half of it because these guys are dumb, kind of like a dummy tax. So yeah, I would probably just hit up my lawyers.
I like that. A negotiation from a place of strength. I have all the money. You want it back. I have the control.
Come get it.
He who can blow up the spice controls the spice, to quote Frank Herbert there. So yeah, no, I think consulting a lawyer and say, yes, Your Honor, if you look at finders, keepers, losers, weepers versus Massachusetts in 1972, the court will clearly see. So yeah, I think that's pretty good advice there. Piano, Matty B, and Eric, will try you in a second after this. Piano, is he a hero or a villain in your eyes?
Well, some things don't add up, and maybe I'm desensitized to what $1 million is these days. But let's just imagine he disappeared. Pardon me?
You're Canadian. You've been inflated. That's just like 2 bottles of maple syrup, I think.
That's right. A couple of beavers. Imagine he escapes to some beach, right? So now he's on a beach for 2 years, hiding out, laying low, right? And then he finally gains the trust of some waitress there and divulges this story of how he got gifted all this crypto, and he had to escape Australia or else he would have had to give it back. And it's such a great story. Then she would say, well, how much did you get that you abandon your life in Australia and move to this little island? And he'd have to say $1 million. It just doesn't have the same ring as it did 10 or 20 years ago. Is it worth abandoning your whole life for $1 million? How far does it go? Especially in Australia.
I just started watching Succession, and I saw an episode yesterday where they were talking about someone only having 5 million, and they're like, you might as well be poor. What's 5 million going to buy? So yeah, good take there. Yeah, I mean, $1 million is it worth like living like DB Cooper? In DB Cooper's time, certainly I'll jump out of an airplane. 2024 dollaroos, maybe not. Eric, you wake up, you see an extra 0 on your account. What's Eric doing?
I am not taking the money. I would be the good guy and just be like, oh, they probably made a mistake. I wouldn't necessarily call them and tell them they made the mistake. I'd let it sit there for how long. I might buy even a little crypto and put a little position, and if they needed to take it back, well, they have control of the money in the account. It's fine, as far as an exchange. And I'm going to do the same thing that Matty B said. It's $1 million. You stole $1 million. Like, that's nothing. Like, it's not enough for me to live the rest of my life on. It's why I'm in crypto. That's why I have investments and why I have passive income, because I'm going to need more than $1 million.
Yeah, I remember the McDonald's Monopoly game in the 90s when I was a wee lad. And with $1 million, you get $50,000 for 20 years. And I'm like, man, all the things you could buy with $50,000. And now you're essentially poor, at least in the area where I live. All right. Well, folks, it's been a great episode. Chat. Different feelings on $1 million. Overcome saying no, $1 million is rich. I think a lot of it's going to depend where you live. San Francisco, San Diego, Miami. Not going to go nearly as far as, rural Illinois, rural Wyoming, a poor section of Montana, Kentucky, and the like. So, folks, very, very fun story. Chat, what would you do? Let us know. Maybe I'll retweet some of the funnier answers out here. If you tell them, Scratch Eye says, if you tell them, they will probably freeze your account. Ooh, that's a good point. That's why you go ahead. Yeah, I like that. Withdraw it, then tell them and say, no, your system was glitching. I'm trying to protect your funds. Maybe you can pull that angle right there. And then Johnny, member for 1 month. He is a real one. 1 million goes a long way down here in Central America. Yeah, I mean, you can jump on those buses right up to the border for free. So I can only imagine what $1 million does. I kid. All right, well, folks, it's been a great episode. Check out the links below. We got links to all the guests. I think all of them did fantastic today. They all had pretty funny, unique perspectives there. And make sure you check out all the content that they're making. They're all putting out really, really awesome stuff. That's why they're on the show. We really do appreciate it. We got hundreds watching, but we don't even have 100 likes. So go ahead, smash that like. We at least got to hit 69, folks. So that's all we got. Hit the like button on the way out. We'll see you tomorrow.